did it, guy. Let me show you how I did it. How I hammered this piece of new 2x4 that I just cut to replace it on here. After the nails, after I haven't even take the two nails out from the bottom, like I say in my other video, I hammer it in cricket and then I force it in. But look, if I cut it, when I cut this, I kind of, you know, um, it was really tight because I cut it exactly the same, length and everything. So it was real tight when I try to hammer it in and try to put it in. What I did was, when it get to like right here, for example, when it get to like right there, after I bend it over, it's just stuck there. So I have to use my two hand, one hand holding it down like this, and then one hand hammering it like this, hammer it in like that. But I keep doing it, it won't go in, so I have to use this reciprocating saw to cut like where the edge, it won't go in. I kind of file it a little bit. If you have like a sander or a cutter or something to file this area before you hammer this part in, do it, file it so it can easily be attached and hammer it in. Because if you don't, you cut it real close and it's really hard to install it, hammer it in, because it was too close to each other. So then after I file it, and voila, one hand holding it and one hand hammering this way in, and now it's in, it's installed in. All I gotta do now is just see, all I gotta do now is just fix it like that, hammer it to be right on. And there it goes, guys. I did it. I mean, it's looked like a straight replacement 2x4 to me on either side. At this point, I don't really need to use a nailer to nail it back down, because I already have two nails down here already, and I can use another two up here if I wanted to, but it's not necessary because right now, after I hammer it in, it's straight and it's tight, it's hard, hard like a rock. So it's up to you. If you come out to this situation and you have to replace it like I did, you don't necessarily need to use any more nails up here. Okay, now next thing is getting over to the 2x4 over here. So I've done the 2x4 over here already, nailed it down. Now it's this one, and I'm done with this one too. Now I can start with that one, either that, or I can go ahead and measure and cut my boards and install it back on. Remember, when you measure it to cut, measure exactly, use a ruler like I did, and just measure, and then use a marker to mark it before I cut it. So, and notice I just use a old 2x4. I didn't use a brand new one. I use a used one. You see that? It's a used one, so it's almost like the same with the others. I mean, there's no necessary for me to replace a new one unless it's real rotten like this piece over here. Then I will use a brand new one. But I really want to replace this area right here too, from the bottom and outside. But that's just too much work, and I'm not trying to do all that like I told you in my videos. So, all right, guys.